So shadow working. Shadow working is a very potent and powerful way to get past trauma. And shadow working essentially deals with the cycles that trauma creates and looks at them and helps you master them. Now, to put this into perspective for you, when most people have a trauma or something bad that happens to them in their lives, they don't really deal with it. Most of the time, they might go to therapy for it. They might talk to friends about it. They may get some level of relief from it, but they don't deal with it internally in a way where it would actually be removed from them in a way that they can substantially feel. So shadow working is the process of internally breaking past cycles and using trauma as a way to move you forward but not keep you behind. You might think like you have a good hold of your trauma because you talk to people about it, but it's a bit different. You have to really watch those type of conversations because sometimes they can actually keep you there, which is keeping you in the cycle. You don't want to be kept in that mental emotional cycle. You want to move past it and use it as a source of power. Shadow working typically involves meditation, mental and emotional kind of stimulation and exercises to help you move back in your memories, help you have an experience where you can go back into those memories even deeper than you might even remember sometimes. It can be used to go further back than you even remember. And you use types of trance meditation to do this. And what this does is it opens up those mental, emotional memories so that you can look at them as an observer and to see it as an observer rather than the emotional state in which you were in when it happened. Now, this does a few different things. It frees you from the emotion of the situation so you can look at it as somebody else would look at it, which provides a lot of clarity. But you can also use that experience to look back at other memories that have a similar cycle. So you can go back further and further and further until you can realize what the original face of that cycle was. Because oftentimes, let's say you had an abusive relationship with your father, and then that had a certain emotional, mental strain on you, and then you keep getting in relationships that have those themes in them based on that cycle. That's just one example that's pretty easy to see, and many people have seen that sort of thing. Now, what you would do with a shadow working process is you can go back so far into those memories with your father that you start to see that all those other situations in your life that have reflected that trauma aren't the real source of the pain, because the real source of the pain is the original thing, which causes you to act and feel in ways that cause those situations to happen and that get you to pursue relationships that are similar to that. So shadow working is getting to the root of those mental emotional cycles which cause situations that are kind of pleasant in somebody's life and are reoccurring. And the goal of shadow working is to work through those mental emotional cycles to such a degree in which those situations don't occur anymore, and actually can be used as a way to move forward in a positive way, broken free from those cycles. This is a very practical, systematic process. The first step of it is discovery of the shadow, which we'll go over in some videos going forward. The second part is understanding the shadow. The third part is accepting the shadow. And the fourth part is using the shadow to empower you. And each one of these comes with different types of meditations, different types of sessions that we would do in order to move you forward in that. And that is really the core basis of the shadow working program. Shadow working isn't necessarily a thing that's unique to me, but the systematic approach to it definitely is. Shadow working is something that many people talk about, but nobody has like a concrete idea of. So if you're looking for kind of like a clean-cut system that is effective and useful, that's what you can get from me.